All right, solving for rational equations. Let's do this problem first. 2x plus 8 equals 3. And I want to solve for x. Pretty straightforward. We have to subtract 8 on both sides. And we have 2x equals 3. Take away 8 gives me negative 5. And then I need to solve for x. I need to get rid of that 2, so I divide by 2. X equals negative 5 over 2. Pretty straightforward. It's simple. We combine like terms, then we divide by 2 in this case. We got to solve for x. Well, sometimes it's a little bit weird doing rational equations, solving for rational equations. Let's see. How about if we had 2x over 3 plus 1 over 8 equals 3 over 8. Now, if you compare these two equations, this one was you combine like terms and then you divide by 2. Well, here we could also combine like terms. They're fractions. It's just that we tend to not understand how to deal with fractions. Here we need to subtract 1 over 8. I'm going to move this fraction over to the other side. 2x over 3 equals 3 over 8 minus 1 over 8. An additional step just to see that they do have common denominators. We have 2x over 3 equals 3 take away 1 is 2 over 8. And we can cross multiply. 2x times 8 gives me 16x. And 3 times 2 gives me 6. And then how do I solve for x? I divide by 16 on both sides. And then I get x equals 6 over 16. And I'm able to reduce. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 16, 8. So that's 3 over 8. And it's not too bad. So combine like terms. And fortunately, these fractions had the same denominator. Combine those fractions and then cross multiply. After we cross multiply, we have to do a little more work in reducing. Now, let's look at another problem. Let's say 1 over x plus 2 over 5 equals 3 over 6. Now, we could do the same thing where we subtract 2 over 5 on both sides and then we're on our way and cross multiplying. But if you looked at my other videos on adding and subtracting rational expressions, you'll notice that there's a method that we use. And it's a very unconventional way of doing adding, subtracting rational expressions, but it does get the job done and it's kind of fast when you learn it. So we're going to do it here. So how do we do it? 1 times 5 is 5. X times 2 is 2x over x times 5 is 5x. There's a plus in the middle. There's a plus here too. Equals 3 over 6 really is half, isn't it? So we might as well reduce, right? 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 6 twice. Okay. And because this is a binomial, we should put parentheses. And you can see this setup right here is a setup that we've seen previously. So to solve this, we need to cross multiply. So that's 2 times 5 plus 2x equals 5x times 1 gives me 5x. And then I have to multiply the 2 out to distribute. 2 times 5 gives me 10. 2 times 2x gives me plus 4x equals 5x. I gotta solve for x. Well, how about if we subtract 4x on both sides? Combine like terms. 10 equals x. And that's your answer right there. here's the issue. The issue is, can you combine like terms and solve for x? Here, we're going to do one more. Sometimes it does show up. Something like 2x plus 3 over 5 equals x over 2. Again, this is an equation, a rational equation. How do I solve it? Well, let's put parentheses here because it's a binomial. And when I multiply, cross multiply, right, we get 2 times 2x plus 3 equals 5 times x is 5x. And then we have to distribute 2 times x, or 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 3 is plus 6 equals 5x. And again, we subtract 4x here, combine like terms, and we get 6 equals x. Hey, that's great. Let's try a new one. 2x plus 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3 equals 5 over 4. Again, it's the same setup where you have to combine like terms, and these two fractions right here you can combine. It depends on how you want to do it. Let's do it kind of like an old-fashioned way. Let's subtract 1 over 3 here. So I'm going to have to subtract these fractions. So we got 5 over 4 minus 1 over 3. And I have to find a common denominator. Well, that's going to give me 12. And here I'm going to multiply by 4, here by 4. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Times 3 times 3, that gives me 15. So 15 take away 4 over 12 gives me what? 11 over 12. So 2x plus 3 over 2 equals 11 over 12. Okay. All right. And what do we do here? Well, this is a binomial, so we can multiply, cross multiply. 12 times 2x plus 3 equals 2 times 11 is 22. So multiply this out so we can isolate the x. 12 times 2x gives me 24x. 12 times 3 gives me what? 12, 24, 36, right? Equals 22. How do I solve for x? Well, I have to subtract by 36, subtract 36. And that gives me 24x equals, 36, subtract 22. That's going to give me what? 4 and 1, negative. So that's negative 14. I got to get rid of this 24. So I divide by 24, divide by 24. That's going to give me x equals negative 14 over 24. Can I reduce? Well, let's try by 2's. 2 goes into negative 14, negative 7. And 2 goes into 24, 12. So x equals negative 7 over 12. And there it is. So it's a lot of busy work. And understanding that you have to combine like terms. Then, usually, you can cross multiply and then you distribute if there's a binomial and then combine more like terms and solve for x.